Hello again, everyone. My name is Jeff, otherwise known as the Economic Prepper. Welcome back to the program. Today I want to talk about something that I don't think I've seen covered really lately. It's an announcement that came out from Coinbase last week. And given all the different news and so much going on in the United States lately, it's easy that this got missed. I know everybody's talking about how high Bitcoin is and how much it's running, but this is an important story and I'm going to get into it. It's called the Coinbase 50. But before I do, please give me that like, that share, that subscribe, hit the notification bell. Helps out the channel. All right, moving that aside, let's dig into it. Let me share my screen and we're going to talk about the Coinbase 50. First off, what is it? What is the Coinbase 50? First off, here's the story from Cointelegraph. Coinbase launches the Coin 50 index to track digital assets. So this is a derivative product that's tied to the new index. So it's not going to be available in the US, the UK, or Canada. So in a November 12th announcement, the company unveiled the Coinbase 50 index, otherwise known as Coin 50, covering major crypto coins and tokens listed on the exchange. The index promises exposure to the crypto market trends, with 6 cryptocurrencies making up 91% of the benchmark. And here's the weight that they had. First off, you had, it's not in the breakdown, but they say the top 6 are Bitcoin, Ethereum. They said Ether. I don't know why. That's a mistake by Cointelegraph. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Dogecoin, XRP, and Cardano. We're going to talk about details like that, but I wanted to go to the source because it's important to know what this is. So first, Coinbase, it's their own site. The too long didn't read for the blog says that Coinbase launched the Coinbase 50 index, a benchmark representing the top 50 digital assets listed on the Coinbase exchange that meet the index fundamental criteria for inclusion. I'll go over those in a second. Crypto traders can use the Coin 50 as a benchmark to track broader market trends and gain insight into the overall performance of the crypto economy. So basically, rather than just tracking Bitcoin, you can track the Coin 50, and they're trying to make this like an index. Beginning later today, this is November 12th, eligible traders can trade this index via Coin 50 Perpetual Future, otherwise known as Coin 50-Perp, with up to a 20% leverage on Coinbase International Exchange and Coinbase Advanced. So in other words, you can't do it in North America or the UK apparently. So let's dig into it further. So here's the page that introduces the Coin 50 index and shows the graph and how it tracks compared to Bitcoin. The Coinbase 50 index, if you scroll through all this and look at all the different details, first off you get the weighting average. This is the first initial weighting average of this index. 50% Bitcoin, almost 29% Ethereum, 6.5% to Solana. So now you're almost, that's 85% allocated to the top, the 3 coins. Throw in Ripple or XRP for almost 3%, Doge 1.5%. Now you're at nearly 90%, and then the other additional 45 assets make up just about 10.5% of the index. Now, if you scroll down here a little bit further, you can get the resources, which is the index guide, the white paper, and the fact sheet. So I'll look at the fact sheet real quick. The fact sheet doesn't really tell you much other than shows you the very limited details if you wanted to trade it. Looking at this is the index page. I think this is, that's the white paper. So we're going to start with the index page. Scroll up here for so there's not too much detail you need to again, there's the graph versus Bitcoin. It just talks about why you need an index, what it's for. Again, here's the allocation graph. Bitcoin half, 50%. Ethereum, nearly over a quarter. Solana, XRP, Dogecoin, and then the remaining, now it's 11.2. So it changes a little bit based on the market cap. And we're going to talk about how they build this thing out. So the index guide. Let's see, where are they going to be? So the fundamental criteria, first off, the token economics. It refers to the economic design structure of the token. So this is their criteria for if you want to be included. First off, you have to be the top 50 that meet this criteria, which is tokenomics have to look good, blockchain architecture has to look good, security has to look good. It can't be subject to a 51% attack. That's kind of language about the Bitcoin Satoshi vision. It also can't be a tracking coin. In other words, if it's wrapped XRP, that won't count. It also can't be an exchange coin. And then let's lastly look over here. I think, let's see, there's more about the 50 index, a little bit more of the graph. And then lastly, there's some details as to the coins that are in there. The index will serve as an investment product as well, only available to eligible traders outside the U.S. This is from Binance. due to its status as a perpetual future, a type of derivative product, or derivative contract, excuse me, like a call or put option without a specific expiration date that is not available in the US. So in other words, it's like buying a future on 50 coins. And I think it's buried in here. Let's see if I can't find it real quick. If not, I'll mention it. It is in here. I'm pretty sure if I look up the word February. Yeah, the index is rebalanced quarterly, and this is the schedule. So every quarter, this is hard to see. I'll zoom in. The index is rebalanced quarterly in November, February, May, and August. So that's one of the big takeaways here. So and there's another article. Let's see. This one, it was from Binance. And then again, lastly, there's a market vector that shows you basically the performance, which coins are in here doing well, which ones are not. I'll include all these links in the description. But first off, let me just wrap up as to what my thoughts are here. First off, this is an interesting thing that they're doing. But it's got pluses and minuses like most things. First off, as the market goes, Bitcoin goes, or excuse me, as Bitcoin goes, the market goes. So Bitcoin is really your metric for the entire market. But they wanted something that could be a derivative product, a perpetual product, a future type product. Coinbase, they're running out of Bitcoin. Okay, the exchanges are getting lower and lower supply of Bitcoin, which seems like that's what everyone wants. And here you have a product where the top 4 or 5 assets, well, the top 2 assets dominate nearly 80% of the index. 5 or 6 assets, if you include XRP, Ripple, Cardano, and Doge, you put those 6 up there, now you're over almost at 90%. So rather than buying those coins, and you can just track these coins. Now, that's the other part I want to mention here. This is a future. This is a tracking. I'll call it an analogy to a tracking stock like QQQ for the NASDAQ. They don't own the underlying asset. They are only indexing it. So in other words, that is a weighted average of the market to reflect how big or small the market is growing or shrinking to. That's the idea behind this product. Now, no one in the US or UK or Canada can buy it because of the laws, but or regulations as they stand. But the point is that you're not buying Bitcoin or Ethereum. If you're buying this product and you think you're buying the top 50 assets, you're incorrect. You're buying a tracking stock that looks at all these 50. In other words, you don't own Bitcoin, you don't own Ethereum, you don't own XRP. You own something that is tracking the value of those things. But if the markets were to have a problem, you don't own the asset. So that's something to really understand, especially in the as we all say in the Bitcoin world and the crypto world, if not your keys, not your coins. If you don't have possession, you're subject to a third party. This third party being Coinbase, and it's not even an underlying asset there. So this isn't like buying a Bitcoin ETF. It's not buying like an ETF of the top 50. There's no underlying asset there at all. This is like buying a future. All right, but it's a perpetual future, means it doesn't expire. You're just buying or selling essentially the entire top 50 of the market, give or take a few, wrap Bitcoin or Binance coins or, exchange coins that aren't going to be in there. So it's an interesting product. To me, it reflects that Coinbase wants to show something new and innovative, something that can be put out there. But to me, it's a trap for people that want to hold and secure their wealth, which is why you looked at Bitcoin in the first place and why you looked at other cryptocurrencies in the first place. You have possession of the coins, you have your seed words, you have your wallet, you know all the best practices to have those assets. That is what's not reflected here. Now, I will give you this one other takeaway. If this product gets popular, that's just for whatever reason, let's say the uneducated crypto person or uneducated financial person decides to look at this, there could be every 3 months something interesting happening, which is when they rebalance this coin 50. If you've tracked the market for any length of time, you know how the top 50 or so, even the top 10 coins have changed over time. Litecoin used to be up there, no longer. We've had something like ICP, Internet Computing Protocol, popped out of nowhere and it just jumped in there. We had Solana. Just popped out of nowhere, was instantly in the top 50, almost like overnight. Those kinds of things can happen, and those things will be rebalanced every 3 months or so. With that, now, if they were actually buying the asset, it would be more of a thing to watch and more of a concern And it's kind of like videos I made in the past about being on page 1 of Coinbase or crypto market cap, and seeing those top 100. If they're on that page, then it's a good thing, because there's thousands of crypto projects out there. But if you get on page 1, now you've got people's attention. Especially if you go on page 1 and you sort by how much they've been changed in the last 24 hours, you can get a little bump or a little pump that way. And for the same reason, if you fall off of page 1, the opposite can happen. For the Coin 50, similar things could happen for if you're in the 50 or not in the 50 or getting into the 50. So in other words, let's say we get to February of 2025 and they want to rebalance this, and there's 3 new tokens that are entering the top 50, and which means 3 of them have to leave. If they were buying the asset, then those 3 that are leaving are going to be sold off, and the price will go down more than likely. Just like the 3 coming in, they would be bought up almost overnight, and there'd be a surge in price. I don't think that's going to happen as much here, because this is a derivative and tracking product, but it's still noteworthy to see which coins enter or leave the top 50 every quarter. So something to be aware of, something to take a look at. I wouldn't, my own personal preference, as you probably can guess earlier, I would not be purchasing this. Not that I can in the United States anyway, because it's a derivative and tracking product. So what are your thoughts? Do you think this is a good thing for the industry? Do you think this is a good metric? Or is Coinbase just chasing more funds to potentially get into their coffers from overseas? Share your comment down below. Again, like and subscribe helps out the channel, but I will see you in the next video. Take care.